am your host again for today counts, and you are watching the best game show in the whole universe that will test your knowledge, your understanding, and your critical thinking. This is IBT Phase B. But before we start, please follow us on our Facebook page at IBT.FaceB and on our Twitter account at IBT.TV. So last week, we had a very interesting topic discussion. All the participants were able to give their best, but of course, only one lucky person remains. So yesterday, many of the netizens were registered as a player, but only few were in. So without further ado, let us all welcome our lucky 7 players. Hello guys, how are you feeling right now? Okay, that's great. So I know all of you are ready. So let me show you what will be our topic for today. Wow, sounds interesting, right? So I know all of you are excited. So let me show you the lucky prizes you can bring home.
2 million pesos, brand new car, and all expense paid, 6-day vacation to France.
So I know guys, you are ready, but before we start and proceed to the main event, can you please introduce yourself first?
Good morning everyone, I'm Abigail Sigordes from Balanga, Bataan. I am one of the contestants of the IBT game show.
Hi, I'm April Ann Lopez, 21 years old, from Pilar, Bataan.
Hi, my name is Hans Christian Anderson Di Pilaya, 21 years old, from Balanga City.
Hi, I'm Camille De Jesus, 21 from Dinalupihan.
Hi, my name is Juan. I'm from Oran. And shout out to my parents and to my friends who are watching. I'm a celebrity now. I'm on a TV show.
Hi everyone, my name is Mima Sabi Runny Nose, or you can just call me Mima Sabi. I am 21 years old from Kenneth Muslim City. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jan Elijah Lucio. I'm from Samal, Bataan, and I'm 23 years old.
Thank you, and welcome to everyone's favorite game show. So I know you are fully ready, so let me explain to you the mechanics of this game. Okay, so we have 3 levels, the easy, medium, and hard. In easy level, all the players will be given a chance to answer. We will give 5 questions for this level, and all you have to do is to answer or explain it clearly. Each question has an equivalent points of 50 points, and whoever got the highest point will be the participants to the next round. You have different buzzers on the floor, and all you need to do is to step on it, and once the buzzer goes off, you can now give your answer. Okay guys, so buzzer checking first, say uwu if your buzzer is working.
Ooh,
Uwu. Uwu.
Uwu?
ooh,
Ooh!
Okay, thank you. So, we will be only giving you 5 minutes maximum time to answer. So players, be ready and let the game begin.
For 50 points, your question is, explain the promise of pitfalls of importing and the export and import financing counter trade, and how to improve export performance. Okay players, you may now step on your buzzer.
Uwu. The promise of exporting is that large revenue and profit opportunities are to be found in foreign markets for most firms in most industries. By expanding the size of the market, exporting can enable a firm to achieve economies of scale, thereby lowering its unit cost. Firms that do not export often lose out on significant opportunities for growth and cost reduction. One reason more firms are not proactive is that they are unfamiliar with foreign market opportunities. They simply do not know how big the opportunities are or where they might lie. Simple ignorance of the potential opportunities is a huge barrier to exporting. Also, many would-be exporters, particularly smaller firms, are often intimidated by the complexities and mechanics of exporting to countries where business practices, language, culture, legal systems, and currency are very different from the home market. The common pitfalls include poor market analysis, a poor understanding of competitive conditions in the foreign market, a failure to customize the product offering to the needs of foreign customers, lack of an effective distribution program, a poorly executed promotional campaign, and problems securing financing. Improving export performance. Unexperienced exporters have a number of ways to gain information about foreign market opportunities and avoid common pitfalls that tend to discourage and frustrate novice exporters. The ways in improving export performance are: first, doing international comparisons; second, having information sources; third, utilizing export management companies; and lastly, developing export strategy. Export and import financing. Mechanisms for financing exports and imports have evolved over the centuries in response to a problem that can be particularly acute in international trade, which is the lack of trust that exists when one must put faith in stranger. To cope with this problem, here are some financial devices that can be used. First, the letter of credit. It is issued by a bank at the request of an importer, and the letter of credit states that the bank will pay a specified sum of money to a beneficiary, normally the exporter, on presentation of particular specified documents. Second is draft. A draft, sometimes referred to as a bill of exchange, is the instrument normally used in international commerce to effect payment. A draft is simply an order written by an exporter instructing an importer or an importer's agent to pay a specified amount of money at a specified amount of time. Lastly is the bill of lading. The third key document for financing international trade is the bill of lading. The bill of lading is issued to the exporter by the common carrier transporting the merchandise. It serves three purposes: as a receipt, contract, and a document of title. Counter trade. Counter trade is an alternative means of structuring an international sale when conventional means of payment are difficult, costly, or non-existent. Counter trade denotes a whole range of barter-like agreements. Its principle is to trade goods and services for other goods and services when they cannot be traded for money. The incidence of counter trade. In the modern era, counter trade arose in the 1960s as a way for the Soviet Union and the communist states of Eastern Europe, whose currencies were generally non-convertible, to purchase imports. During the 1980s, the technique grew in popularity among many developing nations that lacked the foreign exchange reserves required to purchase necessary imports. There are types of counter trade, and those are the barter, counter purchase, offset, switch trading, and compensation or buybacks. The pros and cons of counter trade. Counter trade's main attraction is that it can give a firm a way to finance an export deal when other means are not available. Given the problems that many developing nations have in raising the foreign exchange necessary to pay for imports, counter trade may be the only option available when doing business in many countries. Even when counter trade is not the only option for structuring an export transaction, many countries prefer counter trade to cash deals. Thus, if a firm is unwilling to enter a counter trade agreement, it may lose an export opportunity to a competitor that is willing to make a counter trade agreement. However, the drawbacks of counter trade agreements are substantial. Other things being equal, firms would normally prefer to be paid in hard currency. Counter trade contracts may involve the exchange of unusable or poor quality goods that the firm cannot dispose of profitably.
For another 50 points, why global production and supply chain management decisions are of central importance to many global companies, and what are the factors need to be considered in locating production activities. Okay players, you may now step on your buzzer.
The Global Man Agent of Supply Chain enable companies and business organizations to have a uniform operation process internationally, hence enabling them to rapidly and swiftly react to unforeseen business situations in the market, hence avoiding potential losses. The global production and supply chain management decision-making also promotes international cooperation among trading partners, hence improving transport strategies through reduced costs. It also enables global companies to eliminate waste and reduce costs. Therefore, this concept is generally beneficial to the global companies.
For 50 points, the next question is, why do firms engage in global marketing? Okay players, you may now step on your buzzer.
When domestic markets in developed areas of the world become saturated, the capacity to promote products and service globally provides tremendous business opportunity for many. Extending outside national borders helps a corporation to capitalize on countries experiencing economic and demographic expansion. According to Theodore Levitt, a great force pushes the world toward commonality, and that force has revolutionized communication, transportation, and travel, resulting in a new commercial reality, the establishment of global marketplaces for standardized consumer goods on a previously unimagined scale. When ancient distinctions in nations, their forms of doing business go away. Universality of preference inevitably leads to the standardization of product manufacturing and trade and commerce institutions. When a company goes global, international communication occurs. It uses a marketing message to sell its products in another country. However, the effectiveness of a company's international communication can be harmed by three potential critical variables: cultural barriers, source effects, and noise levels. Because of cultural differences, it can be difficult to express messages across cultures. A message that requires one thing in one place may require something very different in another. When the receiver of message analyzes the message based on the sender's status or image, source effects can be harmful to an international business, especially when potential consumers in a target country have a bias against foreign enterprises. Many multinational corporations aims to mitigate harmful source effects by downplaying their foreign roots. Country of influence product evaluation are a subset of source effects. For example, while this may not always be true, some consumers instantly identify made in China with low quality or phony products. In marketing, noise refers to the number of competing messages for a potential customer's attention. It also refers to anything that detracts from your message. Too many messages might create cacophony. For example, if a print advertisement has too many images or too much words, it will be difficult for someone to recall what you're attempting to express. Make sure you have a clear and understandable message. A clear message will appeal to your client straight. Avoid jargon and focus on how your product or service outperforms the competition.
For another 50 points, your question is, what are the functions of global human resource management? Okay players, you may now step on your buzzer.
So before I go into detail about the functions of global human resource management, let's define the term global human resource management first. Global human resource management, also known as worldwide HRM, which refers to all aspects of an organization's global HR, payroll, and talent management operations. A global company's HR department has 5 primary functions, similar to that domestic global HR department. We'll take a look at each one and explain how they change when they perform globally. So first is recruiting and hiring. The HR department must comprehend the responsibilities of the role of that region of the world, as well as the talents required to succeed. Educational levels and disparities, which may change from country to country, must also be considered. Second one is training. So when a company is global, it is important that processes and rules are consistent from one global locations to the next in order to communicate properly and employ resources and materials in a variety of locations. So third one is developing and administering. The employees' value rises as a result of their ability to succeed in a range of settings. In terms of administration, businesses must ensure that their staff are managed professionally. So the fourth one is salary and benefits. Employees must be compensated regardless of whether the company is local or global. Most companies also provide a benefit package that includes insurance, vacation, and sick days. Lastly is the legal and personal relations. It entails being aware of and abiding by labor rules, tax laws, holidays, and any religious requirements. A corporation can avoid these legal difficulties by obeying the regulations of each country.
For the last 50 points, given information about accounting and finance in the international business, and what is the difference between accounting and auditing standard. Okay players, you may now step on your buzzer.
Ooh! Accounting has often been referred to as the language of business. This language finds expression in profit and loss statements, balance sheets, budgets, investment analysis, and tax analysis. Accounting information is the means by which firms communicate their financial position to the providers of capital, enabling them to assess the value of their investments and make decisions about future resources allocation. Accounting information is also the means by which firms report their income to the government, so government can assess how much tax the firm owes. It is also the means by which the firm can evaluate its performance, control its external expenditures, and plan for future expenditures and income. Thus, a good accounting function is critical to the smooth running of the firm. And to international business face number of accounting problems that do not confront purely domestic businesses. One of these is the opening case on accounting in China. Draws attention to one of these problems is the lack of consistency in the accounting standards of different countries. The accounting rules currently used in China are not the same of those used in more developed markets. Although, as the case explains, the Chinese are pushing companies toward adoption of international accounting standard. This makes it difficult for international investors to accurately value Chinese firms and open up the possibility that the firms that seem be profitable and financially strong are in fact not. Financial management in an international business includes 3 sets of related decisions. First, investment decision. Decision about what activities to finance. Second, financing decision. Decision about how to finance those activities. And third, money management decisions. Decisions about how to manage the firm's financial resources most efficiently. In an international business investment, financing and money management decisions are complicated by the fact that countries have different currencies. different tax regimes, different regulation concerning the flow of capital across their borders, different norms regarding the financing of business activities, different levels of economic and political risk, and so on. Financial managers must consider all these factors when deciding which activities to finance, how best to finance those activities, how best to manage the firm's financial resources, and how best to protect the firm from political and economic risks, including foreign exchange risk.
Wow, such an intense round. Congratulations to all of you. We will now move to the next level. We are now in a medium level, same as in basic level. All the participants will be given a chance to answer. We will give 3 questions for this level and all you have to do is to explain or answer it clearly. Each question has an equivalent points of 150 and whoever got the highest point will proceed to the next level. Good luck players and be ready.
For 150 points, your question is, what are the factors that influence a firm's decision of whether to source supplies from within the company or from foreign suppliers? Okay players, you may now step on your buzzer.
Where? When deciding where to locate production facilities, firms must consider the different factors such as country factors, technological factors, and product factors. The first one is the country factors. Firms should locate manufacturing activities where economic, political, and cultural conditions, including relative factor costs, are most conducive to the performance of that activity. The next one is the technological factors. The type of technology a firm uses in its manufacturing can also affect the location decisions. Firms should consider first is the level fixed costs involved. If the level fixed costs involved in setting up a manufacturing plant are very high, it could make sense for the firm to serve the world market from a single location or from a very few locations. The next one is the minimum efficient scale of the technology. The larger the minimum efficient scale of a plant, the more likely centralized production makes sense. The last one is the flexibility of the technology. Flexible manufacturing technologies enable firms to produce a wide variety of end product at a unit cost that traditionally would require mass production of a standardized output. Adapting flexible manufacturing technologies can help to improve the competitive position of the firms by allowing the firms to customize product to meet the demands of small group customers from different international markets. The last one is the product factors. There are 2 product factors that has an impact to location decision. The first one is the product's value to weight ratio. If the value to weight ratio is high, it is practical to produce the product in a single location and export it. But if the value to weight ratio is low, there is a greater pressure to manufacture the product in multiple locations across the world. The next one is whether the product serves universal need. The need for local responsiveness is reduced for products that do, which increase attractiveness of concentrated manufacturing.
For another 150 points, what is the relation of global marketing and R&D? And also why do you think firms should invest in R&D? Okay players, you may now step on your buzzer.
Marketing and R&D are intertwined. A critical aspect of the marketing function is identifying market gaps so that the firm can create new products to fill those gaps. Developing new products necessarily requires research and development. Thus, the link between marketing and research and development of a firm should develop new products with market needs in mind, and only marketing can define those needs for R&D personnel. Also, only marketing can tell R&D whether to produce globally standardized or locally customized products, and research has long maintained that a close relationship between marketing and research and development is a major contributor to the success of a new product introductions. Also, firms must invest in research and development and apply technology to develop products that meet consumer needs and can be produced in a cost-effective manner. Research and development can be very expensive, but it will help the organization find products that will either help them meet consumer needs, and they will be possible to manufacture these goods in the most cost effective manner. That's all. Thank you.
For the last 150 points, what are the two major accounting standards in the world? Okay players, you may now step on your buzzer.
Ooh! The two major accounting standards in the world is first, the IFRS, stands for International Financial Reporting Standards, and the next one is the GAAP or GAAP, the Generally Accepted Accounting Principle. The difference between accounting and auditing standards is that accounting standards are rules for preparing financial statements. They define what is useful accounting information. Now, auditing standards specify the rules for performing the audit, the technical process by which an independent person, the auditor, gathers evidence for determining if financial accounts conform the required accounting standard and if they are also reliable.
Wow, another skill level. Congratulations to the PQ that was so intense. You are now close to the finish line, and one of you will have the chance to bring home the grand prize. So we are now in the last and hard level. All of you will be given a chance to answer. We will give only one question for this level, but since this is a hard level, we will only be giving you 2 to 3 minutes to answer or explain the question. We will be only giving 10 seconds for you to start answering the question, and if the player who best first wasn't able to start answering within 10 seconds, the chance will be given to another player. And if the player wasn't able to explain his or her answer within the allotted time given, the other player will have a chance to answer it. The question has an equivalent points of 300 points, and whoever explained it within the allotted time given and got the highest point will be our grand winner for today's game. So good luck and be ready.
For 300 points, how functional areas can work together to benefit a business. Okay players, you may now step on your buzzer.
Ooh! All 4 function areas within a business are required to work together in order for the business to achieve its aims and objectives. Each department relies on the other to enable them to complete their specific functional activities. Thank you very much for having me here. I didn't expect that I will be the winner of this game. The cash prize that I will receive will be a very big help for me.